We're back with Alden Chodash of AldenBoxing.com. This past Saturday, Alden, in Carson, California. Israel Vasquez makes it 2 out of 3 against Rafael Marquez with a split decision win. I know you didn't judge the fight closely, but did you think that Vasquez needed the knockdown in the 12th to secure the victory?
I think he did. I think he was building on and rallying from the late rounds to possibly even the fight even before the 12th round started. Obviously, he got off to a very slow start against Marquez, who boxed very consistently, avoided Vasquez's power, and hurt him with his own. Vasquez showed a lot of guts by coming forward, getting rocked, taking some big punches to eventually break Marquez down and set him up for that huge 12th round performance in which Vasquez put on and won the fight in.
Do you think they should do it again?
I'm not sure. It depends. If they plan on only fighting each other for the remainder of their careers, just let's remember they both had long careers, and it's probably towards the end of both of their careers. If they're planning on making a retirement fight, they should do it against each other again. It was a great fight. Be just as lucrative as the first, second, and third would be, and possibly even more lucrative than all three of them. If they're planning on making a farewell fight, which I think they should look into at this stage of his career based on the amount of punches and wars they've been in, maybe they should consider a fourth fight.
What about if Vasquez takes on Robert Guerrero? How do you think he'll fare against Guerrero?
Robert Guerrero would probably, in some ways, give him more trouble than Rafael Marquez would. He's younger. His youth may play to his advantage in a big way. He's a strong guy. He's a very good boxer. I mean, let's consider Jason Litzau, Robert Guerrero's opponent on Friday night, showed a very aggressive side to Robert Guerrero because Litzau was backing up and Guerrero had to press the fight. But in other occasions, he showed he's a very good boxer and has the skills as well as the youth and the power to give Vasquez fist. I'm not sure if he could beat him, but it definitely be an interesting fight. Totally different style than Marquez.
Okay, and how do you rate Guerrero's performance against Litzau on Friday?
It was a very good performance. Litzau showed a lot of guts. He was just totally outgunned. Robert Guerrero fought a very tough fight. He was very relaxed. He didn't let Litzau's punches really get to him. He fought a very mean fight, in the words of Steve Albert and Steve Farhood. He's a mean fighter in there. He doesn't show anything, and he got right to work, and he just totally bedeviled Jason Litzau's plans of winning a world title.
I think it was Nick Charles, not Steve Albert.
Nick Charles. Yeah, excuse me.
Okay. This Saturday on Showtime. Speaking of Showtime, it's Enzo Maccarinelli, 28-1, 21 by KO, hasn't lost in almost 8 years. He faces David Haye. Do you know anything about Enzo first?
First of all, I can't find any footage of him. The only footage I've seen of him is on a trailer of the promo for their fight, which occurred on Showtime this Saturday. But I've heard a lot about Enzo Maccarinelli. He's a very popular fighter in England or Wales. He is trained by Enzo Calzaghe, I believe. He's definitely a big puncher. His record says that. His quality of opposition in which he's knocked out also speaks for his punching power. He went 12 rounds brutalizing Wayne Braithwaite, a former champion. And he has some good accomplishments on his resume. I know he's a big puncher, and I've heard that he's a little vulnerable to punches, and likewise is David Haye.
Okay, who do you think has the edge in that fight?
I can't really make a prediction, but I know a lot more about Haye. I'd probably have to lean towards David Haye just based on the fact that he knocked out Jean-Marc Mormec, who is a lot better than the opposition that Enzo Maccarinelli has faced. But nevertheless, Enzo's been with some good guys. Okay,
this Saturday on HBO in Mexico, 39-year-old Oleg Vasquez takes on the Nigerian Nightmare Sam Peter. You think Peter's going to win this fight?
Yeah, I really think he is. He is so much more talented than Oleg Vasquez. I may not have said that before I seen Peter's second fight with James Toney, but now I'm inclined to say that. Peter's a talented guy. He's a gutsy fighter. He got off the canvas 3 times, an embarrassing incident that occurred against Jamil McQuine, of all guys. put him on the canvas 3 times. Peter went through that and beat Dangerous McCline during 12 rounds. He showed he could go 12 rounds. He's good condition fighter. He's a huge puncher. And Vasquez been knocked out, so he may not even go 12 rounds.
So you think Peter inside the 12 rounds?
Yeah,
Is
I
the
think so.
best case scenario.
Yeah.
Okay. What about on the undercard? Juan Diaz taking on Nate Campbell. Do you think Campbell has a shot?
No, I think Diaz has way too much energy and youth for Nate Campbell. Nate Campbell is a very slow fighter. He's a good tactically skilled fighter, but I can't see him really getting set against Juan Diaz with the kind of work rate and the kind of hand speed that Diaz brings.
Okay. Okay, a fight I don't think we've talked about it. In the near future, Michael Katsidis is taking on Joel Casamayor. Do you think Katsidis is in the Casamayor category? Do you think he's good enough to beat the veteran?
Katsidis, he hasn't been in against great opposition in the past. Sar Amensat was a decent fighter, but Joel Casamayor may be on the Amensat level as a result of what we've seen against decent journeyman Santa Cruz in Casamayor's last fight that he didn't win. He shouldn't have won. He lost probably 9 out of 12 rounds, and if he's dominated by a guy of Santa Cruz's level, I think he's probably on the level of Katsidis' recent opposition, which has been less than world class. So I think Katsidis should win this fight.
Okay, and finally, we just got a minute remaining. I know you watched the Joe Louis documentary, and it was stated on the documentary, at least one person's opinion, that Louis would have beat Muhammad Ali. Do you agree?
It'd be a really great fight. It's 2 different eras of fighting. Louis is a plotting fighter, and he's a tremendous combination puncher. No one strings punches together like Louis in the heavyweight division, at least in my view. But Louis is very slow footing. But Louis has a very good arsenal of punches. He has a great jab. He's a good scientific fighter. I think he would put eventual pressure on Ali, and Ali would show. And Ali gets a little sloppy during his fights at occasion, and Louis would definitely make him pay with punches. I think Louis would break Ali down and with body punches while Ali languishes on the ropes, and Louis may get a big one over in his right hand in the late rounds and probably would get rid of Ali. But nevertheless, Ali's a great boxer, and he's more than capable of beating Joe.
Okay, great. Thanks, Alden, for talking to us. Remember to check out aldenboxing.com and fightfan.com for more information. Bye-bye.